Hello Danny, it's Peter, Keller Williams Property Management here at your property in Parma. We're going to take a walk through. Looks just dated, so I'll have quotes for you depending on how high end you want to go. But I'll try and highlight the current condition, and I may see everything, I may miss some things, but at least you have a visual as of December 5th, 2016 of what I see, and then the vendors will send I'll have them send, well, they'll send them to me, their estimates and what they see in the home. But as you come up on the front porch, it's huge. I love it. It's got a great view. We do have a little bit of, I don't know, something going on here, deterioration. I don't know if we could just pop in. It's just a tongue and groove. I don't know if we could just nail that up and restain it or, replace it. It depends on how severe that is. Doesn't look too bad, but pretty nice view. It is a corner lot, but it's all fenced in, so shouldn't be too bad. Security doors are a big plus. I don't know if we can paint them in this weather. Maybe I don't know, depending on the cost. We can probably wait on that, but maybe springtime, summertime, we set some funds aside to throw a coat of paint on the security doors. Always a good idea. The front door is, I don't know, painted, but not very well. You can see, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's a lot of brush strokes. So again, springtime, summertime, maybe we throw a coat of paint on that door. Interior for sure, a coat of paint throughout is what I would recommend, but we'll see what the vendors say. And this green carpet is pretty worn. We got some staining, so I would recommend, if you want to harden all of the floors, it's a good idea. They've got some great, I don't want to say Pergo because that's a brand name, but they've got that laminate type of flooring, or even like a vinyl planking that looks like tile, because we can always do area rugs if the tenant wants to soften it up, and taking an area rug out is way easier than mold wall carpet. But dated lighting fixtures. Let's go into the kitchen, which is a big deal. Looks like we've got electric for stove. I'll see if there's a gas hookup. It's always a plus if there is. The refrigerator here, if we can clean it out and keep it going, that'd be great. But our vendor for kitchen appliances, I can get you a gas stove if needed, or electric stove and refrigerator combo. Probably about, I don't know, our cost will be about $450. So an extra 10-15% on top of that. Our margins, I can flex a little bit, but 15% margin is our general rule on most everything we do. So, but if we do a large ticket, a large turn, then I can flex a little bit. The company will let me flex a little bit on that. So, but as we go out of the dining room area into the first floor bathroom, I love first floor bathrooms. They're very marketable. Not terrible, actually, kind of pretty decent for a rental. I don't know if we want to glaze that tub white or change that color out, but it appears, in okay shape, but it's a soft pink, which is not real, how do I say, in chic, and not very, attractive. But again, we got some staining here. It looks like this carpet's been here for a while. Okay, I had to put you on pause for a minute there. My locksmith showed up, so we're getting the home rekeyed. Looks like the combination of newer windows and older windows, but I noticed on the older windows there are storm windows and screens, so that'll be okay for a rental. If you were to, say, live here, I would recommend, the newer windows, but for a rental, the storm window with the regular window is satisfactory for sure. All right, so we're back in the dining room area. I'm going to take you downstairs. Looks pretty decent down there. Just as a note, it is electrical for the stove. We'll check it out. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll get you new ones. Basement seems decent. I just turned up the furnace a little bit just to get it humming, but they look clean. All systems look very clean. 80% efficient furnace. The reason you can tell is you got a single pipe If you had the double pipe, you'd be more of that 90% plus. And if you had the double pipe with venting out the side, then you're at 95, 98% efficiency. So, and you do have central air conditioning. We can't test it today because it's only 40 degrees here in Cleveland. But basement looks dry. And then we got the water meter over here still in place. So we're all systems go down here. Looks like we've got the washer, the dryer, and the deep freezer. I don't know if a tenant will need a deep freezer, but I would, I'd leave it for them. If they're going to have their electric in their name, which I highly recommend, if they operate this deep freezer, it's on them. But glass block windows in the basement are a plus. All right, I'm going to take you upstairs. I'm going to put you on pause for a minute and take you upstairs. Well, just as I noticed a little bit of a crack in the linoleum as we go up the steps, so we might want to change that out. Good idea. Kitchen floor isn't too bad. Actually, it's pretty decent. But that does have some wear spots. If we want to, I guess, freshen it up a little bit, always a good idea. Not required, but good idea. Let's see what we got here. This is our plumbing. Oh, it looks pretty decent. I don't know if water is on. Water is on. So, again, looks pretty decent. Again, the kitchen window seems to be newer. But this kitchen window is older, but it has the storm. Let me see if I can open this up. It has the storm window and the wood window, so we're good there. GFCIs are good. We'll make sure that that is connected to that. That's important. But decent. If you want to upgrade the cabinets, optional, not required. But these handles look, decent. Maybe a coat of paint to freshen it up. Ceiling fans functional. All right, I'm taking you upstairs. Okay, I'm up on the landing at the very top of the steps before we get into the upstairs bedrooms. Again, this window is newer. Mini blinds are shot, but light fixture probably should change out if we're going to charge what we think we need to charge for rent. But again, this funky green carpet. Bedroom, master bedroom. We've got a couple closets here. Decent light fixtures. Let's check out these windows. Looks like newer vinyl windows. So decent here. Maybe just change out the carpet or get it as super clean as we can, depending if we can get a good price on carpeting. But this, highly recommend changing out. This lovely red, highly recommend changing out. And then coat of paint on the walls. Closet. That's your two-prong plug. There's no ground wire, which is not a bad thing. It's just, be aware, there's no ground wire. And we've got that throughout. When we speak of the knob and tube, that needs to be put into conduit, or into a junction box. That's apparent. Now this is the closet, the attic actually, on the second floor. So you've got two nice bedrooms up here, and then you've got this carpeted area in the closet, and then you do have another bathroom up here, which is in really good shape. Not too much to do. Your toilet, your window's decent, and your bath just in good cleaning. Your fixtures seem decent. This is how they do it, because there's not enough room for a shower head. You could plumb it and put a low, shower head, but this is satisfactory for a tenant. Well, that completes my interior tour of this home. I'm going to take a walkabout on the outside. Okay, just the last minute of my video is the backyard. Looks decent. We got a nice little brick walkway. This is the garage over here. The fence gate looks like it needs to be tweaked, but minor stuff. Take a minute just to have the guys tweak this out. Now it looks like our garage door opener works. Garage is decent. A couple extras. Looks like some vent, soffit vent, but it looks decent. The wood is decent. I don't know if they disclosed, but it looks. This garage looks, you know, newer, except for the flooring. I mean the cement, obviously, but these walls look, you know, newer for sure. But minor stuff, no big deal. I wouldn't worry about that. I wouldn't worry about that. Maybe just a little mud. Maybe you know, maybe not even that. But you got a 220 line here, so for folks who, you know, need a 220 line in the garage, it's a great plus. The back side roof looks decent. The pine tree, probably a really good idea to trim at least, you know, 3 or 4 of those, or 5 of those lower branches, get them away from the roof line to avoid any issues. If it's in the budget to take it down, I'd highly recommend it, because, well, pine tree roots aren't that deep, but you know, if that thing gets blown over, then we got, you know, a garage to replace or a house to replace. So, and you know, because the roots are shallow, you know, an option, not required, but recommended. Then the fence looks decent. But all in all, solid house. Not too much to do here. Should be ready once funding is available. 10 days maybe, you know, probably less, but I always like to tell you 10 and it ends up being done in, you know, 5 or 6 versus the other way around. But here we are on Velma. Nice looking place. Goodbye, Danny, you did well. Pietro, you did well. Keep them coming.